The internet hasn't been killed, which is fortunate, but it's also come back to life in a way that isn't good. A curious theory has been making the rounds on 4chan's X board and other image boards lately. It's an intriguing, albeit extreme idea, the dead internet theory. This theory suggests that the internet has reached a stage of automated cultural and technological stagnation. The core of the idea argues that much of the content we think is created by humans is actually produced by artificial intelligence networks, working alongside paid secret media influencers to shape consumers for an expanding range of newly accepted cultural products. The concept is theoretical, but it holds some merit. Since this theory comes from an image board and was proposed by anonymous users, it often includes bizarre and extreme points bordering on delusion. But there is research over the past 2 decades that partially supports the theory. Algorithms, social media, and bots have effectively hollowed out the internet. Referring to it as dead may be an exaggeration, but the term is meant to be provocative. Compared to 10 years ago, the internet feels emptier, like a balloon that's full of air but devoid of substance, a vast ocean that's only an inch deep. This isn't merely about the process of sanitizing the internet, though that is a factor. The creative spark that once defined it is being quietly replaced by artificial substitutes. In some ways, the modern internet is dead because much of the humanity behind it has faded away. The average user is now trapped deeper in a digital maze of meaningless shadows. Michael K. Bergman, in his 2001 paper on the deep web, highlighted a philosophical issue with the internet. What cannot be seen cannot be defined, and what is not defined cannot be understood. This applies not only to databases, but to everything online. As databases have grown larger and more complex, this issue has only worsened. It's time to dissect the internet's bloated corpse. The dead internet theory, which took shape on 4chan's X board at the end of 2020 and early 2021, is vast. Although the original post is long, its core arguments can be summarized into 9 or 10 main points. The theory argues that the internet is mostly artificial, if not entirely fake. The anonymous poster's key arguments are as follows. 1. People seem to disappear from the internet. Random identities appear, then vanish. The real people behind these profiles are rarely, if ever, known. Even close online friends often seem to vanish after a few years. Why do they disappear so suddenly? Maybe no one was behind those profiles in the first place. 2. Certain content on the internet appears to be recycled or repeated. This is especially noticeable on platforms like 4chan, Twitter, and Reddit. The same topics and images are constantly revisited, sparking the same debates over and over again. This happens because it generates engagement, but the cycle is endless. 3. News stories seem to repeat as well. Whether from mainstream or independent outlets, the same events seem to happen every few years. While it's true that people can be repetitive, it feels like culture itself is stuck in a loop, regurgitating the same news over and over. 4. There is a sense of a digital evolution or predestination online. Every part of the internet seems to progress toward a specific outcome. The post traces the rise of Raptor Jesus memes to the chaos magic cult which surrounding Pepe the Frog, and ultimately to the various splinter cults of cartoon frog images that now exist. It also suggests that certain websites condition specific groups of users, with intelligence operations guiding actions like 4chan's Habbo hotel raids or involvement in military events like the Syria conflict. Website founders seem to fade into the background or disappear entirely. 5. There is an increase in sexual content on the internet. The internet has always had its share of explicit material, but now there's far more. Every fetish is catered to somewhere online, and while this point could be explored further, it's uncomfortable to delve too deeply. 6. Mass-marketed entertainment, movies, music, books, is allegedly created by algorithms or AI. This idea draws a parallel to Roald Dahl's The Great Automatic Grammatizator. According to the theory, most modern fiction is soulless, machine-produced imitations. Anime, however, is considered an exception because of its roots in an anime image board. 7. Entire sections of the world, including people, places, and events, are fabricated. Wikipedia supposedly allows fake biographies cities, and historical events to be created out of thin air. Since the internet exists in a state of constant present, it's impossible to verify past or future events, leaving everything in question. 8. There are significant differences between the internet on computers and smartphones. While it's true that desktop and mobile sites are often distinct, this theory suggests that the content on each device is completely different. You just need to pay attention to notice it. 9. Tech CEOs are aware of this and are manipulated against each other for unknown reasons. The internet is now a battlefield where fake people fight fake wars, all while AI systems secretly rule. Simple, right? While some points are extreme, the theory's roots in 4chan's paranormal board explain its eccentricity. Yet, over the past 2 decades, studies have shown that the internet might be emptier than we realize. It could have been like this since the very beginning. The dead internet theory suggests that a large portion of the online content is created by algorithms and AI, and real users have little control over the internet's evolution. Anonymous users who seem to disappear might have never been real. Ideas, topics, and controversies are recycled repeatedly on sites like 4chan, Twitter, and Reddit. News stories also seem to repeat, giving the impression of a stagnated culture. This creates the sense of the internet being hollowed out, filled with artificial and repetitive content. The theory further claims that algorithms are increasingly responsible for shaping our online experiences, from search engines to social media, while creativity and genuine human interaction are being replaced by artificiality. The internet has become a tool for manipulation, guiding users through predetermined paths and topics. Some even argue that entire sections of reality, like people, events, and places, are deep fakes generated online. Tech CEOs are allegedly aware of this and involved in a battle of AI systems that now rule the digital world. This is part of the broader argument that the internet is not as alive with human interaction as it once was, but rather a battlefield dominated by fake people, bots, and algorithm-driven content. The theory claims that much of mass-marketed entertainment, such as movies, music, and books, is algorithmically generated, lacking genuine human creativity. It highlights the increasing influence of AI in shaping cultural products and even suggests that many parts of the world, including events, people, and locations, may be entirely fabricated online, making it difficult to distinguish reality from digital fiction. The internet, as accessed via smartphones and computers, also feels fundamentally different. The theory takes this further, suggesting that users are fed different content based on the device they're using, making the experience feel fragmented. Tech giants like Google, Facebook, and Twitter are accused of manipulating this divide for their own purposes, with algorithms acting as the gatekeepers of content and reality for users. Research from the past 20 years supports some of these claims, showing that algorithms indeed dominate search engines, social media platforms, and other areas of the internet. These algorithms have reshaped the way users interact with content, emphasizing brevity and scannability, leading to a shallow, homogenized internet. Users rarely engage deeply with web pages, and the content they encounter is increasingly optimized for quick consumption rather than thoughtful exploration. Google, for example, limits the visibility of search results, giving the impression of a vast and deep internet. But in reality, users are funneled into a narrow experience dominated by a few key websites. The deep web, which comprises a far larger portion of the internet than the surface web, is mostly inaccessible through normal search engines, further contributing to the sense of a hollowed-out internet. The rise of bots has exacerbated this issue. Bots perform a wide range of tasks online, from simple page fetching and spam generation to more complex functions like manipulating social media conversations and generating fake traffic. As a result, a significant portion of internet activity is driven by non-human actors, further reinforcing the dead quality of the modern internet. Even large platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and Reddit have faced accusations of inflating their user engagement through the use of bots. In some cases, entire communities or discussions are driven by automated actors, making it difficult to discern genuine user participation from artificially generated content. This decline of authentic human interaction online is linked to the rise of technopoly, a system where progress is driven by technological optimization for its own sake, without consideration for moral or social consequences. The internet, once a tool for human expression and creativity, has been reduced to a sterile, automated system where algorithms dictate the flow of information and culture. In conclusion, the dead internet theory suggests that the web has become a hollow, automated space, driven by bots, algorithms, and corporate interests, with little room left for genuine human interaction or creativity. The internet's evolution has led to a state of digital stagnation, where the same ideas, stories, and content are endlessly recycled, and users are increasingly passive participants in an artificial, algorithm-driven world.